Imam al-Shafi'i. Abu Abdullah Muhammad ibn Idris al-Shafi'i, 150–204 AH/768, 820 CE, was born in Gaza and was only 2 years old when his mother took him to Mecca, where his father's family came from. He was brought up by his mother, who was a very devout woman, and by the age of 7, al-Shafi'i had completed memorizing the Quran, and by 10 he had memorized al-Muwatta, the Hadith and Fiqh anthology of Imam Malik. At a young age he joined the desert tribe of Hudhail, one of the most eloquent Arabian tribes, where he learnt much of their poetry and stayed with them for some years. When he returned to Mecca, he had attained a superior standard of eloquence and knowledge of Arabic. He studied under the scholars of Mecca, learning fiqh under Muslim Ibn Khalid al-Zanji, the top scholar at the Haram in Mecca. Al-Shafi'i excelled in fiqh, hadith, and Arabic, and was authorized to give rulings when he was only 15, and he became a teacher at the Haram. He then traveled to join Imam Malik in Medina, where he read al-Muwatta under him. He stayed in Medina until Malik's death in 179 AH, 794 CE, and at the age of 29 al-Shafi'i traveled to Iraq, where he became familiar with the fiqh heritage of Abu Hanifa. He studied Abu Hanifa's books, the main source of Hanafi fiqh, under Imam Muhammad ibn al-Hasan, and thus combined his learning of the Hijaz fiqh with that of Iraq. During his studies, al-Shafi'i had several debates with Muhammad ibn al-Hasan. He returned to Mecca where he wrote his book, al-Risala, the first work ever on fiqh methodology. He then traveled to Baghdad again where he was met by Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal, who studied under him. Leading scholars of Baghdad attended al-Shafi'i's circle and were influenced by his methods. Ahmad ibn Hanbal said of him, al-Shafi'i was like the sun in this world, and like good health for people. Can there ever be such great scholars? His contemporaries called him the Imam of the Sunnah and the champion of Hadith. Methodology of the al-Shafi'i school. Imam al-Shafi'i arranged the basis for rulings into 5 classes. 1. The Quran and the Sunnah. Imam al-Shafi'i places the Sunnah at the same level with the Quran, as it explains the Quran and provides details of what is mentioned in general terms in the Quran. 2. The unanimity of scholars on matters to which no text in the Quran or the Sunnah applies. He defined unanimity as the agreement on a specific ruling of all Muslim scholars, who are qualified to exercise ijtihad at any particular time after the Prophet, peace be upon him, had passed away. 3. Al-Shafi'i upholds the statement of any companion of the Prophet, peace be upon him, provided there is no disagreement among the Prophets, peace be upon him, companions on the same matter. He would not take anyone's view in preference to that of the Prophets, peace be upon him, companions. For, when the Prophets, peace be upon him, companions disagreed on a ruling, he adopted the view that is closest to the Quran, the Sunnah, and analogy. 5. Analogy with a clear verdict in the Quran or the Sunnah. Analogy means applying a stated verdict to a question that carries no verdict, provided that the reasoning for this verdict applies equally to both.